All right, I'm looking forward to hearing from Mary Pat Clark because she is a veteran who has a tremendous perspective on this. But right now we're joined on the phone with Dr. Fre Guy. He is an ethics professor from the University of Baltimore.
Dr. Guy, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, sure, Vic.
What is your take so far on the way this has played out today? This certainly wasn't something that came as a total surprise after the number of calls for her to resign. Where does the city go from here?
Well, I think it goes on with this business, obviously. It's too bad that I think the mayor did not resign at least a month ago or so that things could go a little bit more smoothly. But I think right now we go ahead with business as usual. I think the constituents now need to move ahead and sort of breathe a sigh of relief. I think there's kind of Mayor Pugh fatigue among many of the constituents, so it's probably a relief for a lot of people.
Your profession, ethics, is right at the heart of the matter here. And what do you think the city can do now to create an institution, some sort of check and balance, something to be the model of how you make sure this kind of thing doesn't continue to happen in city halls across the country, but in Baltimore in particular?
Yeah, it may not need to be an ethics board. It may need to be an external council or panel or group of some kind, maybe made up of individual citizens, everyday people that really have the interest of the city at heart, are sick and tired of public officials using their position for private gain, not being able to really consistently trust these officials. So I would lean toward everyday people. I don't know who they would be exactly, but you know, maybe representatives of various neighborhoods in Baltimore who could come together and talk about what's been going on and set some standards, set some precedent in terms of the principles, ethical principles that need to be followed, perhaps even how you would interview someone. Unfortunately, there's no moral character test that would be foolproof that we could put people through. But I think if you have, again, people who are outside of politics, who are able to, I guess, informally vet people or at least give them consideration, I think that might help a lot.
So even if there were some type of vetting process, we may not have known about the situations here with that brought down Mayor Pugh. But should there be some type of vetting?
Well, I think there should. I think it should be a lot more detailed. Of course, you're not going to catch everything. I mean, we all know that we've probably interviewed people and they haven't turned out exactly the way we thought they would. And it's the old adage that, you know, power corrupts. And I think the higher you get in a position, the more tempting it is to assume that you're sort of immune from the normal moral standards of others, and that with your power, that you can perhaps do things that other people can't do, and you're just tempted to do it because it's there. So a vetting, yes, a much closer vetting, perhaps a more series of really penetrating questions regarding their history and their character, their principles, what they stand for, their hierarchy of values. I think that would all help.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Fre Guy.